Life has a strange way of humbling you. Sometimes it's not a tragedy or a catastrophe, it's something small. You buy something new, you're careful with it, and then, almost immediately, the world reminds you that care doesn't guarantee control. A puddle, a mistake, a moment, and suddenly that tiny frustration feels heavier than it should. That's usually when the bigger thoughts arrive. Not all at once, but quietly. You step back, mentally, and start wondering why these things bother you so much in the first place. Why we react so strongly to events that in the long run barely register. And that question leads somewhere uncomfortable. Because when you zoom out far enough, it starts to feel like almost nothing really matters. The planet we live on is ancient beyond comprehension. Long before cities, before language, before thought, Earth was already spinning through space. At some point, consciousness appeared. Briefly, quietly, and suddenly the universe had a way to observe itself. We happened to exist in a narrow window where conditions allowed us to breathe, drink, move, and survive. Gravity didn't crush us. Temperatures didn't boil us alive. The environment was just forgiving enough. That coincidence alone shaped everything. We learned to cooperate, then to compete. We built shelters, then civilizations, then systems so complex they began to feel inevitable. Empires rose, collapsed, and were forgotten. And eventually, we reached a point where we could simulate worlds inside machines and send objects beyond our atmosphere. From the inside, it feels monumental. From the outside, it's barely noticeable. Somewhere along the way, we invented ways to measure existence. We divided motion into seconds, rotation into days, orbits into years. But these measurements aren't fundamental truths. They're tools. They're based on our planet's movement, not the universe's. Time feels rigid to us only because our lives are short enough for it to be meaningful. Stretch the scale far enough and those units collapse. A human lifetime disappears instantly against cosmic timescales. Even thousands of years, entire civilizations, barely leave a mark. The universe is billions of years old, and by its own standards, it's still young. Almost nothing has happened yet. We can predict how stars will die. We know galaxies will collide. We understand forces powerful enough to bear reality apart. And yet, the moment everything began, the transition from nothing to something remains completely inaccessible to us. We don't know why consciousness exists. We don't know if it's rare or inevitable. We don't even know what it truly is. The more we learn, the clearer one thing becomes. The universe was not designed with us in mind. Every day, hundreds of thousands of people are born. Each of them experiences their life as central, significant, irreplaceable. And emotionally, they're right, but statistically, they're not. We are one species on one planet orbiting an average star in a galaxy containing hundreds of billions more. That galaxy itself is just one among countless others, drifting through an expanding universe. And that expansion is accelerating. The space between galaxies is growing so fast that eventually light itself won't be able to cross the distance. Distant galaxies will fade, not because they disappear, but because they become unreachable. The universe will grow quieter. Stars will burn through their fuel and shut down one by one. The sky will lose its lights. What once felt endless will become empty. Black holes will remain, massive, patient, slowly dissolving over timescales so long they defy imagination, and after even they are gone, there will be almost nothing left. No structure, no motion worth measuring, no reason for time to continue being counted. This isn't pessimism, it's simply where physics leads. So, where does that leave us? If nothing lasts, if nothing is permanent, if the universe doesn't care whether we exist or not, then meaning was never something waiting to be discovered. It was always something we were meant to create. You don't choose the circumstances you're born into. You don't choose your starting position, but you do choose what you do with the brief moment you're given. And that moment is rare, not because it's eternal, but because it isn't. You can waste it, you can build something, you can help, you can explore, you can create, or you can do nothing at all. The universe won't stop you either way. But while we're here, while life is still possible, while curiosity still exists, while there are people to meet and questions to ask, there's value in caring. Not because it matters forever, but because it matters now. And sometimes that's more than enough.